What's good, YouTube? Hope all is well with you. This is the Valiant Scents coming at you once again with another fragrance review. Now, first of all, shout out to all my subscribers. If you are subscribed, I do appreciate you for hanging tough with me while I continue to rebuild this channel. As well as those, even if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you for watching and listening. Trying to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers so we can get monetized once again, and then we will continue to grow. As I had said before, we're going to make this something special. Shout out to all those others in the fragrance community who are already, whether they are miles ahead of me or they're still climbing. Shout out to all of you all for continuing to put out really good content. For those of you who are continuing in this endeavor as far as being a part of the fragrance community and reviewing the fragrances. So for me, having been subscribed to a couple of guys who I watch and ladies that I watch quite a bit, definitely had to get this one just because of the note breakdown. Normally I would say sample, and I always say sample, but I broke my own rule this one time because the sample was not available, and this was a new release, and I got this on the pre-launch. So from the house of Navitus Parfums, this is Raised Spirits. So of course, on the pre-launch, you couldn't sample this fragrance, so you had to just either go ahead and buy it. And based off of the note breakdown, I was like, this has to be good. It's Steven from Redolessence. It has to be good. This one, and it's especially because of a cold weather fragrance that I really like as far as a gourmandist or a just boozy type fragrance. I'm like, this has to be good. This has to be good. So like I said, sample unless you just or for sure you want to take a chance, and I took a chance on this one. I got a discount on the pre-launch sale, and I had to go ahead and get this. This is again from the house of Navitus Parfums. This is Raised Spirits. This is the 100 ml. At first I was like, is this really 100 ml? But then sure enough, it says it right there. It says it right there. Let me get you there. No, get your hand out of the way. It's 100 ml, and it says 100 ml, then it says 72% volume, 3.4 fluid ounce. So it was like weird because I'm like, does this really look like 100 ml? But nonetheless, this is the 100 ml bottle, and because if you look from the side, you know, you can see where it ends, like right about here, and it's about, so this is the 100 ml. So I'm spraying this on, I'm trying it out, and the first thing that comes to mind is rum, dark rum. And the first time I tried it, it was pretty linear on my skin. But this is one fragrance that you have to try out for a couple days, at least a week, and see how it develops on your skin. Maybe the first time on your skin, of course, moisturize. You may get it one way, you may smell a couple notes and not the others. I definitely had to give this a couple tries, give this a couple chances before the real magic came out of this fragrance. And so let me go ahead and get the note breakdown. And so when you purchase the 100 ml bottle, you get this card here, and it has on there Steven from Redolessence, Navitus Parfums, and then it has the notes, the note breakdown on the back for you. So I'm going to read this here. So we have, for top notes, pimento leaves, salted butter fudge accord, and dark rum, as I stated before. In the heart, in the middle, we have caramel, sugar cane, and brown sugar syrup. And then base notes, we have cashmere wood, French oak, tobacco, and Madagascan vanilla. So when it comes to this particular fragrance, like I said, the first time it was just linear with just a rum. Now, most people think linear is bad, but if it smells good, I don't care if it's linear or not. And again, this is just the first time that I sprayed it, but if it is linear and it smells good, I'm good with that. The dark rum in this fragrance is amazing. It is very, very reminiscent for me to Harlem Nights by Chris Collins. Very, very reminiscent to Harlem Nights by Chris Collins. That dark rum that just takes over on the top, which is very much reminded me of that. And so I was like, okay, well, this smells like that. And I know a 50 ml of a bottle from Chris Collins is gonna be way more than this one was. This was, with the discount, this was 116 for 100 ml. And I know a 50 ml of a bottle of a fragrance from Chris Collins is gonna cost way more than 116. So if I don't get anything else but a dark rum note out of this, a linear dark rum, and it smells really good, I'd have been happy with it, which I was. But we get into the other notes as I began to wear this more and more. So I definitely started to get a little bit of that salted butter fudge accord, and I'm just thinking like deliciousness. And I'm like, yeah, it came out in like little hints there, little hints here. The salted butter fudge accord would peek out randomly while the dark rum stayed very dominant up top. In the middle, I started to get something that was reminiscent of brown sugar. So I remember there's a dessert that I make that I learned from one of my church moms. Very adamant about dump cake. I love that, and I learned how to make it because I loved it so much. And so I definitely know what brown sugar tastes like. But when I would smell the brown sugar in this fragrance, again, little hints here, little hints there, still dark rum dominant, but you get the little hints of that brown sugar. So I'm good with that. I didn't really get caramel in this. I didn't really get sugar cane, but definitely a brown sugar, because like I said, I know what it tastes like, I know what it smells like. And then in the dry down, definitely got some woodiness from the cashmere wood and the French oak, and I definitely got vanilla. Did not get tobacco, but on the other hand, it could have been that it was just so well blended that I really didn't pick up on it, because the base on here was also, to me, reminiscent of the one EDP. To me, it was reminiscent. Like I said, it's not a clone. This is not a clone. I'm not stating it's a clone, but it definitely reminded me of a dry down from Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP. So you get a little bit of Chris Collins, Harlem Nights. You get Dolce & Gabbana, the one EDP, with some salted butter fudge accord and some woodiness and some vanilla. This was worth every penny. This was worth every penny, and I don't say that about too many fragrances, especially ones that I would purchase that are over $100. If it's over $100, I have to love it. I can't like it. I cannot like it. I have to love it. And so this one, I definitely love this one. Now let me tell you about the compliment. Of course, I've gotten multiple compliments, but the compliment. So I spent some time in San Diego visiting some people, my time in San Diego when I used to live there, and came upon a close friend, and she hugged me. And after she hugged me, she was amazed by how good I smelled. She said, I had to hug you again. I had to get another hug from you because you smelled so good. And I was like, yes, you may. And it spoke to something that she wasn't expecting. But when you smell good and you shock people, they're like, thank you for smelling good. It's that type of reaction. Thank you for smelling good. And I remember in the past, another person that I've never met before, but she thanked me for smelling good, and she would talk about how so many guys don't. So many guys don't smell good. So many guys don't wear anything. And the fact that she smelled me and I smelled so good, she was thanking me for smelling good. Like I did it, like I did her a favor, like I did something nice for her. Now, of course, yes, compliments are nice and I like to get compliments, but when I put on a fragrance and I'm hoping that, people smell it, and, if they give me a compliment, great. If they don't, fine. I'm thinking, you smell good. You smell good. I'm like, thank you. That's really all I'm expecting. But for me to get thanked, like I did her a favor that she didn't deserve or expect, or it was like you just gave somebody a gift that they didn't expect and they are so thankful for it. She was talking to me for the rest of the time. We were at actually a studio filming for a late night show, and in San Diego. It's called Tonight in San Diego, actually. And she was so thankful for me just smelling good. But then again, with this fragrance and a compliment I got from this, to get a second hug after getting one hug because I smelled so good. I mean, you definitely want that type of attention if that's something that you are into. If it's something you're not into, great. I get it. Some people in the comment section are going to be like, shouldn't wear them for compliments. Look, you wear them for compliments if you want to. You wear them for non-compliments if you want to. That's fine. I don't think anybody should be telling somebody else what they should be wearing a fragrance for. Because at the end of the day, you didn't buy it for somebody else and somebody else didn't buy it for you. If they did, regardless, it's yours. You do what you want with it. Let somebody else do what they want with the fragrance they have. Don't be telling people why they should not like compliments and why they shouldn't, why they should or why they shouldn't. I never got that. I never understood that. But anyway, rant is over. I definitely recommend this. Definitely recommend this for the cold weather. Now, we're in springtime, technically in the middle of March when this video is going to drop. But for me, where I live, there is no spring and there is no fall. It's either winter or summer. And anybody who knows about living in a valley where all the weather just crashes down on you and just sits there, yeah, it's middle of March and it's still cold and it's still raining. So this is definitely gonna work, at least I would think, for another month and a half. And when spring does try to peek out before summer gets here, on those spring nights, it's still gonna be kind of cold. This is still gonna work. So I anticipate wearing this at least at night up until late May, maybe. And once fall gets here, we'll be right back at it with raised spirits from the house of Navitus Parfums. Well done, Steven from Red Essence. Definitely going to enjoy this, going to save it over the summertime, and then once the fall gets here, we'll be using this again. Great fragrance. I highly recommend this one. Until next time, believe until you stop breathing. This is the Valiant Scents. Please continue to like and subscribe. Share this with others who can use the content, and we'll continue to grow. Once again, this is the Valiant Scents. Believe until you stop breathing. We'll see you in the next video.